The ant had the biggest plan in the forest. Not the biggest pile, the biggest plan. It had mapped tunnels 3 times deeper than anyone else's. Chambers for grain, chambers for seeds, a separate room just for emergencies. In its head, the storage was already finished, already perfect, already the best the forest had ever seen. But a plan that big needed the right start. So every morning it stood at the entrance of its tunnel and checked the sky. Too cloudy today. The good grain spoils faster in damp air. Better to wait. Too hot today. Exhausting work in this heat. Better for the cooler days ahead. Too early in the season anyway. Plenty of time. Tomorrow will be better. Meanwhile, the other ants were already moving. Not perfectly, not according to any plan. One dragged a single seed twice its size across wet leaves, dropping it twice, picking it back up. Another built a storage room so lopsided it partially collapsed the first week, so it just built another one beside it and kept going. Ugly work, small work, but work that compounded, grain by grain, into something real. The ant walked past their piles sometimes, uneven, disorganized, nothing like its vision. It almost laughed. Mine will be better, it told itself, when I actually start. It never noticed that when I start, and if conditions were perfect, had quietly become the same sentence, repeated every morning, finished by no one. Weeks became a month. The other ants' storage rooms filled, messy, uneven, but full to the ceiling. The ants' tunnel stayed exactly as it had been on day 1, empty, perfect, waiting for a morning that never arrived. Psychologists call this analysis paralysis, not indecision, not laziness. It's the brain trying to eliminate risk completely before allowing action, even when doing nothing is the biggest risk of all. Research on decision-making calls this choice overload. The more conditions a person waits to align, the less likely they ever start, because the search for the perfect moment quietly replaces the moment itself. The ant wasn't avoiding work. It was avoiding the chance of starting wrong. But winter doesn't wait for the right conditions. Winter doesn't care how good the plan was. Think about the business you keep researching instead of launching. Every course finished, every article read, the plan was rehearsed in your head 100 times. Always one more thing to learn first. Someone with half your knowledge launched 6 months ago. Messy, imperfect, still going, while you're still preparing to be ready, or the conversation you keep postponing. Not today, too stressed. Not this week, bad timing. There is always a reason it isn't the right moment. But the distance between you doesn't pause while you wait. It grows quietly, the way ice grows on a still pond, invisible until you're standing on something that can't hold you, or the body you keep promising to take care of starting Monday. Things never settle down. There's no week without a reason. Only the week you decide the reason doesn't matter anymore. This isn't a lack of discipline. It's fear wearing the costume of preparation. As long as the plan stays in your head, it stays perfect. The moment you start, it becomes something that can be wrong, something that can be judged, something that can fail. The plan is safer as an idea than the attempt is as a reality. So the brain protects it by keeping it unstarted. 3 things break this. Messy and started beats perfect and imagined. Every time. A small pile you can add to beats a big plan you can only picture. Readiness isn't a feeling that arrives before action. It's a feeling that shows up after you've already started. And winter doesn't check your calendar. The version of you that waited and the version that started on a bad day end up in very different places when it arrives. The ant finally moved when it saw the first frost. It rushed, grabbed whatever it could reach, worked faster than it ever had in its life. But speed cannot buy back the weeks spent waiting to feel ready. The storage room stayed half empty, not because it didn't work hard at the end, because the end was never where the work needed to happen. The other ants' piles weren't bigger because they were smarter. They were bigger because they started on the days that didn't feel like the right ones. You do not fail because you are not ready. You fail because you keep waiting to feel ready. Winter isn't coming. It's already on its way.